The AH-64 Apache is the main attack helicopter in America's arsenal, with the Augusta-Westland Apache being the variant built for the British military. The Apache was first introduced in 1985 and has seen around 2,400 procured. Before starting the video, be sure to smash that like button and subscribe to never miss out on any of our videos. For decades, the AH-64 Apache has been the Army's alpha dog, the aircraft you go to war in on day one. Apparently, that won't be the case in the not-so-distant future. Sometime around 2030, the Army's future attack reconnaissance aircraft FARA will be its first-day fighter. If the idea of FARA as a kick-in-the-door attack helicopter comes as news to you, you're not alone. It has largely been promoted as a light attack reconnaissance helicopter meant to work with other Joint Force platforms and air-launched effects and to relieve the Apache of the mission once performed by the OH-58 Kiowa Warrior. The AH-64 Apache is the only combat helicopter in service with the ability to rapidly detect, classify, prioritize, and engage stationary or moving enemy targets at standoff ranges in all weather conditions. From the AH-64A in 1984 to today's AH-64E version 6, one thing about the Apache hasn't changed: its reputation as the world's most advanced and proven attack helicopter. With more than 1,200 aircraft in operation accumulating over 4 million flight hours, 1.3 million of which have been in combat, the AH-64 Apache represents the backbone of the U.S. Army attack helicopter fleet and a growing number of international defense forces. With the AH-64E in production until at least 2028, the Apache will serve the U.S. Army and its partner nations as the world's primary attack helicopter into the 2060s. As Boeing and the U.S. Army continue to invest in next-generation technologies, the Apache brings affordable modular open systems architecture capability to serve as a centerpiece in the multi-domain operations MDO battlefield for decades to come. The Apache helicopter's primary armament is the AGM-114 Hellfire, whose range hasn't increased much since its development in the 1980s. That's a problem, as a new generation of Russian and Chinese air defense systems have made the skies much more dangerous. The Russian Tor, NATO code-named Gauntlet, surface-to-air missile system has a range of up to 9.3 miles, while the newer Pantsir S-1 Greyhound system has a range of up to 12.4 miles. An Apache armed with Hellfire missiles would have to travel well within the combat range of a Pantsir S-1 to get into position to use its missiles. The Apache is undoubtedly one of the most feared attack helicopters on the battlefield today anywhere in the world. It has seen active combat in a range of missions and conflicts around the world and is in service in many allied militaries around the world. The U.S. Army plans to grant Boeing a multi-year contract for the production or remanufacture of up to 600 AH-64E Apache Guardian attack helicopters. According to a U.S. Army notice online, the contract would consist of a 5-year multi-year contract or 1-year contract with options from FY 2022 to FY 2026. Its value is still undisclosed, as today by Flight Global, the Army intends on sole sourcing the work to Boeing and posted its plan online so as to give other potentially interested parties a chance to bid. In 2017, Boeing and the U.S. government signed the first 5-year, $3.4 billion contract through which the Army and an undisclosed foreign military customer were to acquire the E variant of the Apache. As part of that contract, the U.S. Army was to receive 244 remanufactured Apaches, while 24 new ones were to go to the international customer. A rapid increase in terror attacks has compelled nations to strengthen their arsenal and bump up defense budgets. With the United States being home to some of the largest manufacturers of combat jets, the nation's prime defense contractors enjoy a steady flow of contracts from both Pentagon and its foreign allies. With military jets and helicopters constituting a major portion of a nation's armaments, there's a steady flow of contracts for these weaponries. The latest contract win by Boeing bears a testament to this. Thanks to the growing demand for the Apache AH-64E version, the company won another U.S. Army contract in April 2021 worth $437 million for full-rate production of Apache AH-64E aircraft. Such contract inflows tend to push up the company's military backlog count, thereby bolstering its future revenue growth prospects. In the second quarter of 2021, Boeing's defense business unit won key contract awards worth $4 billion, thereby bringing its backlog to a solid $59 billion. Moreover, this segment recorded revenues worth $6.88 billion in the second quarter, reflecting a 47% year-over-year improvement. We believe the latest contract win by Boeing will result in similar solid operating results for its defense business segment in the days ahead. Optimizing readiness for Apache fleets around the globe is one of Boeing's primary missions. From performance-based logistics, PBL, and integrated fleet support to modifications, repairs, and training, Boeing provides a broad spectrum of innovative products and services which directly support and enhance capabilities while reducing the total cost of ownership. Boeing's award-winning services range from transactional spares to complete lifecycle support solutions that are uniquely tailored to the requirements of each AH-64 Apache customer. Collaboration is key to Boeing's success around the world, and the company's commitment to in-country partnerships is a major focus for Boeing in its second century. Companies are investing in talent, training, and skill development now and for the future, ensuring that workers are ready to deliver world-class quality. With the recent delivery of all-new AH-64E Apaches to the Indian Air Force, Boeing anticipates additional opportunities in rotorcraft training and sustainment. According to Boeing, more than 2,300 Boeing-made Apache helicopters are operated by customers around the world since the aircraft entered production. The United States Army Apache fleet alone has accumulated more than 4.3 million flight hours, including more than 1.2 million in combat as of January 2018. The helicopter has been fielded or selected for acquisition by the armed forces of 16 countries, including India. Other nations that have bought Apache are Egypt, Greece, Indonesia, Israel, Japan, South Korea, Kuwait, Netherlands, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Singapore, United Arab Emirates, United Kingdom, and the United States. There's one big difference between a military attack helicopter and a military transport helicopter. One carries a lot of guns and the other carries a lot of weight. And the US Army AH-64 Apache and Russian Ka-52 Alligator are generally considered to be the two best military attack helicopters in the world, with the Russian Mi-28N arguably in a close third. The Apache first flew in 1975 and has since been upgraded several times, with the newest variant being the AH-64E. The Alligator, on the other hand, first flew in 1997 and is a successor to the Ka-50 Black Shark. The US Army has no current plans to replace its Cold War-era AH-64 Apache, a still lethal attack helicopter that the service plans to fly into combat for at least another 3 decades, according to the head of Army Aviation. Right now, it's an incredibly capable aircraft that we know we are going to be flying well into the 40s, Major General William Gaylor, who commands the Army's Aviation Center of Excellence in Fort Rucker, Alabama, told an audience Wednesday at the Association of the United States Army's Aviation Hot Topic event. The Apache stub wings each mount 2 pylons, typically carrying a mix of pods carrying 19 2.75-inch rockets for use against personnel and light vehicles, and quad racks of AGM-114 Hellfire anti-tank missiles. In Vietnam, AH-1 Cobra gunships had successfully picked off North Vietnamese tanks with wire-guided TOW missiles. But these required the helicopter to hover exposed for a half-minute or longer as the gunner piloted the missile to the target, a potentially suicidal tactic in a high-intensity conflict. The 100-pound Hellfire was laser-guided and traveled at supersonic speeds, meaning the operator only had to paint its target with a laser for 10 seconds or less. This allowed Apaches to hover low behind terrain, perform a pop-up Hellfire tag, and then duck back behind cover. For precisely strafing personnel target slightly armored vehicles, the Apache mounts a hydraulically operated M230 chain gun under its chin, which can rattle out 5 to 10 30mm high-explosive dual-purpose shells per second, with 1,200 M789 shells carried in a looping feed mechanism. The AH-64A entered service in 1986, with 821 eventually delivered through 1996. These initially imposed heavy new maintenance demands on Army mechanics, first seeing action at night during the 1989 U.S. intervention in Panama. Only 2 years later, in the Gulf War, did the Apache's capabilities truly become evident. The 278 AH-64As deployed destroyed 500 armored vehicles for the loss of just one chopper to a rocket-propelled grenade. Despite its successes, the AH-64A remained a product of analog-era technology. After cancelling AH-64A Plus and B upgrades, the Army finally committed to the heavily modernized AH-64D variant with color digital flight displays, modem-based data links, and a new GPS and Doppler radar navigation systems.